Good afternoon, class. My name is Mr. Lloyd, or as my friends call me, the Critter Man. And I will be your instructor today. Now, as you can tell by the chalkboard behind me, we are going to be taking a look at wildlife biology. Now, wildlife biology is vast. It's a huge study, and we don't have enough time to study the entire course. So, we're going to take a look at 4 different carnivorous species. As you can tell by my funny little drawing. Can anyone guess which 4 species we're going to take a look at today? Yes. Close. You got one right. Bears. We're going to take a look at black bears as well as grizzly bears. That's 2 species down. Can anyone guess the last 2? Yes. Good guess, but wrong. We are going to look at black bears, grizzly bears, gray wolves, and mountain lions. Pretty excited. Okay, well, let me just get myself situated and dig out my papers for today, and then we'll get started. Meanwhile, I suggest you all do the same. let's start with the American black bear. That is the American black bear. Now, does anybody know anything at all about the American black bear? You've seen one, okay? I see a couple of you have seen a black bear before. Yes? They do. They hibernate during the winter, but they do come out once in a while to gather some food if needed. Anyone else? Okay. Well, let me tell you a few things. The scientific name for the black bear and you're going to want to write this down for the test. Ursus americanus. Habitat. Both carnivorous and deciduous forests, as well as alpine habitats. So they're very versatile in where they can live. Now, the black bear is one of the largest animals living in most states, especially carnivorous animals. The species ranges through much of forested North America, from Mexico to Alaska, and from Florida all the way to northern Canada. So, like I said, they have quite a huge range. Now, food. What do bears eat other than meat? Bears find food mainly by scent. They use their little sniffers. They are opportunistic feeders, which means whatever they find, they'll eat. With a largely vegetarian diet, surprisingly. Common foods, and you're going to want to write this down. And that's just to name a few. So, common foods are fruit, including large amounts of berries. They love berries. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. You get the picture. Acorns. They eat acorns. Hickory nuts and beech nuts. They even eat succulent leaves and grasses. Insects, including eggs and larvae. Plant roots. And of course, your meats like amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, fish, carrion, newborn fawns, birdseed, and they love to dig in garbage. Hibernation fiction. Now, I discussed a little bit about their hibernation and how they'll occasionally wake up if they need food or if they need to defend their nest or den. So let's see what it's got to say here. Hibernation in bears more closely resembles nesting than the deep torpor characteristics of other species. During hibernation, bears are alert. So, if you see a bear hibernating, don't think that you can go up and pet it. But they are alert and capable of fleeing or defending the den. Body temperature is not drastically reduced, but respiration and heart rate decline some. Not a lot, but some. Just enough to put it in a lazy, lethargic, sleepy stage. Bears do not urinate or defecate while dormant. So that means they hold it in the whole time they're sleeping. They're not like us. In the middle of the night, you're dreaming of a waterfall, and then all of a sudden, your brain alerts you that you gotta go. Well, these guys, they don't. They hold it in the entire time. And that's dedication. On warm, late winter days, they might emerge and wander nearby to find food and stuff like that. So, now, reproduction. Bears mate, and you're going to want to write this down. Their mating is from early June to mid-July. 1 to 5 cubs are born during early January and are covered with fine, dark hair. They are about 9 inches long. So, about like that. Just enough to hold a little bear in your hand. I don't recommend it. Bad idea. But, and the baby cubs usually weigh around 8 to 10 ounces. Their eyes and ears are closed. And after 6 weeks, it takes 6 weeks for their eyes to open. And 2 weeks after that, they can walk. So they have a little process when, coming into this world. It's not an easy process for them. They leave the den when they're 3 months old. They're weaned by 7 months. And by fall, they usually weigh, now get this, from 60 to 100 pounds. Mothers and 1-year-old cubs will den together again the winter after their birth. The family group disbands the following spring, when the female is ready to breed again. Now, let's take a look at bear anatomy. Just a quick glance. Then we're going to go over traces. Now, I've put all these diagrams on each one of your desks. So go ahead and find it. If you can't see properly. But I'm going to get a little closer to the class so I can show you. So here we have the skeletal structure of a bear. And we have what we usually see with a bear. And take a look at the muscle structure of a bear. They are very buff, which is quite surprising with what we normally see from a bear. We see a bear, it's pretty fat looking, so we think there's no way this thing can run fast. But they can. And they do. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if a bear has been nearby? Well, one, we look for footprints. And two, scat, otherwise known as poop. Now, I'm going to show you what each one of these things looks like. Let's start with scat. scat, usually. Here we have scat after they were eating a lot of seeds and berries. As you can see, the scat is filled with undigested seeds. Over here we have the second type of scat, which is more typical style of poop. Now this is after they've eaten meat. You can see hair fibers from whatever they last had a meal of coming out of the scat. So that's one way to find out if a bear has been nearby. The second is tracks. Now, flat-footed, large, 5 toes, front and back, claws apparent in track. Negative space between the toes is filled with fur. So, let me show you what that looks like. So, pardon my trolling. Here we have the front paw and the hind paw. As you can see, it has not only the paw, but each individual toe, as well as the claw marks. And that goes for front and back. So, very easy to spot and understand right away what that is. Very distinct. Safety when it comes to bears. Keep bears wild. Don't think of them as a pet or a friend or a teddy bear. It's not going to happen. One, never approach bears and stay at least 300 feet away. 2. Practice ethical wildlife viewing, as well as common sense. 3. And Yogi will complain, but never feed the bears. If you feed them, not only will they possibly try to attack you, but they'll come back. Store food, garbage, and other attractants in a bear-resistant place. If you're hiking, or even just driving, bicycling, walking, anywhere where there's bears nearby, carry bear spray and know how to use it. Avoid hiking alone. Stay on maintained trails. And if you do come across a bear, or even if you don't come across one, make as much noise as possible to keep them away. Avoid hiking at dusk, dawn, or at night. If you do encounter a bear, do not run. It will chase you, and it will catch you. The best thing to do is walk backwards. Keep an eye on this bear or any predator at all times. Do not interrupt bear activities. If you see bears walking with their young, or if you see them feeding, or just socializing with each other, don't muck with it. Let them be. And last, know and follow public land regulations regarding bears. Next, mountain lions. How many of you have ever seen or encountered a mountain lion? Not so many. One. Okay. Well, if you ever do, let me educate you about them. They're definitely not little fluffy at home. You're going to want to write this down. Okay, it's a lot of numbers, but a mountain lion's height is 1.8 to 2.4 feet in height. Length, males, 3 to 6.5 feet long. The females are 3 to around 5.5 feet long. So the difference in length isn't all that much. Weight. Males are 125 to 220 pounds. Meanwhile, females are only about 75 to 140 pounds. Now, weight-wise, huge difference. Their habitat, usually remote, 25 to 100 plus square miles home range. So, I'm going to need to write this down. That's quite a range. And they're usually in areas of forest, swamp, grassland, desert, and shrubs. Usually places with caves or groups of rocks. They like to use caves for their dens, groups of rocks for shade, hiding spots, things like that. And of course, where there's things like that, there's food. Which brings me to their diet. This is just a select few. They have quite a menu, including squirrels, beavers, raccoons, coyotes even, rabbits, birds, opossums, deer, pig, elk, moose, and even porcupines. You know, that's gotta be a fight for a meal. Mountain lions can live in the wild for up to 20 years. That's quite a long time. They can leap up to 40 horizontally and 20 feet vertically. They are astonishing jumpers. The mountain lion has a tan-colored coat, much like the African lion. The most recognizable feature of the cougar is its long and heavy tail, which measures almost 2/3 the length of the head and body. Breeding. Females usually breed at 2.5 years and commonly have 2 or 3 kittens or cubs. Newborn kittens weigh about 1 pound and measure about a foot in length and have little dark spots on their coat. Kind of look like a little jaguar or a little cheetah. Within 8 to 12 months, these spots will eventually fade. Kind of like your white-tailed deer. You know, when they're a fawn, they have spots, but when they start getting older, these spots dissipate. The kittens are weaned at 2 months and are soon accompanying their mother around the home area. The mother raises her young alone and trains them how to hunt. So the fathers are, just mating tools. The mothers are who raises the kittens, hunts for the kittens, everything. The kittens stay with the mother from 18 to 24 months and then disperse to find their own home areas. It's quite interesting. Now, again, each one of you has a chart of the anatomy of a mountain lion. Let's get those out and take a look at them. So, here we have what we're used to seeing in a mountain lion. And here we have their skeletal structure. And then, of course, their muscle structure, which again, just like the bear, very powerful, very muscular. Now, let's take a look at their tracks. I don't know if you can see this very well. Looks like a typical feline track. Let me see if I can draw this. Again, pardon my drawings. But here we have the front paw and the rear paw. As you may notice, the rear paw is thinner and smaller than the front paw. And there's a good reason for that. Speed. The rear paw is more accustomed and made for speed, where the front paw is for traction. Alright, let's go over some safety tips in the event you come across a mountain lion. Number one, let me just say this. Encounters with cougars are rare. But if you live, work, or recreate in cougar habitat, there are things you can do to enhance your safety and that of friends and family. Number one, when it comes to personal safety, always be aware of your surroundings. Wherever you are, conduct yourself and attend to children and dependents accordingly. 2, if you encounter a cougar, make yourself appear larger, more aggressive, act all buff, try to intimidate and scare off the mountain lion, if possible. Make eye contact and stand your ground. Pick up small children without, if possible, turning away or bending vulnerable. You don't want to make yourself look weak or make yourself look like you're not paying attention. If you're bending down or if you're getting lower, it's going to make you look like, an easy target. So try to, pick children up or whatever you're picking up, backpack, gun, pepper spray, things like that. Stand your ground. Stay buff, stay intimidating, and don't change that. 3, never run past or from a cougar. This may trigger their instinct to chase. Make eye contact, stand your ground, wave your raised arms, all frantically. Speak slowly, firmly, loudly to disrupt and discourage predator behavior. Again, making yourself intimidating, loud, obnoxious, Never bend over or crouch down, like we said in number 2. Doing so causes humans to resemble 4-legged prey animals. Crouching down or bending over also makes the neck and back of the head vulnerable. Number 5. Try to remain standing to protect head and neck. And if attacked, fight back with whatever is at hand without turning your back. People have utilized rocks, jackets, garden tools, tree branches, and even bare hands to turn away cougars. Number 6, and this is common sense, don't approach a cougar. Most cougars want to avoid humans. Give them time and space to steer clear of you. Don't get in their way. Number 7, supervise children, especially outdoors between dusk and dawn. Educate them about cougars and other wildlife that they may encounter. Number 8, always hike, backpack, and camp in wild areas with a companion. Never do it alone. Number 9, don't feed wildlife. Don't leave food outside. Both may attract cougars by attracting their natural prey. And number 10, keep pets secure. Roaming pets are easy prey for cougars. So, do you have any questions? Okay. Well, it looks like the bell is about to ring. So, we will stop there. And we will continue next time with gray wolves. And that also means we're going to have to postpone the test until we complete the gray wolf section. So, congrats. You have a little while before you have to sit and conduct a test. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.